Oh my
Hello.
God.
Welcome to 2024, David. Good to have you here with me.
Yeah. Wow. Another year. We we really all collectively decided we're just gonna do another one of these years. We're just gonna do another one.
I don't think we have a
We're
choice.
just gonna keep going. Okay. Sure. Let's see what happens.
Well, as far as just life, living life, Protospiel, we could always decide to stop doing it.
Welcome to the live stream. We're done. That's it. That's enough. That's enough. This is the we're not glad you're all excited to show up tomorrow. We're not.
That is not true.
It's not true. Um, oh, good.
Oh.
Good stuff.
I'm excited to show up tomorrow. Some of the work is a little bit draining before the event, but being at the event is not draining.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
We're super excited. And I'm excited to try this thing that we just found out that Restream can do. Check this out. But did you just cancel me out?
Oh.
There we go. It like disappeared.
Oh, okay.
Look at that little buy your badge thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like most of the people watching this are probably going to be people who have already bought their badges. But if you are and you're like undecided and on the fence, if you scan that little QR code, it'll take you to the badge purchase.
I'm assuming we can only have one at a time, right? One QR code at a time.
Should we playtest it?
Sure. Because the other thing that would make sense to put on as a link is the showcase, the prototype listing, right?
Oh,
the thing
sure.
We're looking at soon.
Well, let's try it and see what happens. Hold, please.
Hello, friends. I'll run the chat while David is doing this, and then he'll trade me while I show you the live stream. But so good to see you all. Oh, okay.
No, it's one at a time.
All play testing all the time for Matthew.
It's one at a time. So y'all are gonna have to. You're gonna have to do some work yourselves. You're gonna have to go to a website. God forbid, you know.
Use a browser.
Use a browser.
What's so funny? It's funny to me. There's a whole slew of like things that are hilarious about user experience and QR codes that one could see, like, a QR code behind the bar of a door at the mall, or like on the side of a truck. Like, nobody should be using their phone while driving past a truck. But yeah, I mean, anything where it's a digital medium, it's sort of odd. Like, you're already on your computer. You could just open a browser and visit a link. But, maybe if you want to be on your computer and your phone at the same time.
Want. I'm not your dad. I don't care what you clowns do. If you don't want to scan the QR code, don't do it. Or do it. I don't know. You don't even know where it goes. It says buy your badge. It could be my website. Find out.
You'll never know unless you try.
You won't know until you try.
Oh, speaking of which, there's an ad break.
Are you serious? God. Can people still see us?
No.
Have we figured out what is it universal? It's for everybody. The ad break happens.
Yeah, I think it happens at the same time for everybody, but not for people who have subscribed to us.
Got it. Okay. Cool. We're gonna be here until 2 a.m. At this rate, yes. We should probably once the ad is over, we should probably get moving.
Yes. Well, I'll get before I start sharing my screen, and hopefully after the ad is over, we can do our little our own ad break for our sponsors, which is the kind of ad break we like, and then switch.
Cool.
Okay. Jamie says the ad is over. You think you're subscribed? Come on now.
Okay. So I think we're good. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, by the time we hear them say there's an ad, they're just watching us complain about the ad.
Wait, it cuts back to like what happened? Like
No, he says there's a delay.
Oh. Okay, well, Twitch, this is what you're doing to your programming. You're just making it worse for everybody. Should we do you want to do a sponsor shout out?
Yeah, let's do it now to make
Great.
sure we don't get distracted.
All right, there it is. Well, there they are.
Yeah, there it is. Yes, thank you to our sponsors. We have some returning sponsors and some new sponsors this time. Cardboard Edison, shout out to them because it is high season for them to be getting their Cardboard Edison Award submissions. So if you haven't been considering that, or if you just needed the reminder to be stressed about the deadline for that, there's your little Cardboard Edison light bulb to remind you. And we also have some like international sponsors that are really exciting too, mixed in there from India and China. So, and I know I saw Emily in the chat. That's Pink Hot Games, and Zoe in the chat is Knife Bunny, and Matthew in the chat is Coup Games. So thank you all for joining us. And thanks for being our sponsors.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, there we are. We're back. Okay, let me get the right setup going to see. Oh, this is odd. To see the prototype listing and not some spreadsheet. That is what I see in my source right now. Not some spreadsheet. I want the prototype.
Y'all want to look at a spreadsheet?
Just a minute. I've got so many spreadsheets.
Y'all want to see some data? I know I do. It's Thursday night. I'm looking to do my taxes. Let's go.
Yes. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. Okay, we're on the screen. Awesome. Okay, so you've got the chat, David, and I've got the view, and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit too. Is that a little bit easier for everybody to see?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Awesome. And I might make it a little bit different size. There we go. Okay. So this is entry number 1, and the badges went on sale pretty late in the game again. We're really hoping that we'll be back on track and have giving everybody a chance to have more than 3 weeks to get their prototypes in next time. But Jack was telling me they thought they were late in the game, but they're actually first on the list.
Yes.
So it's too complicated. No image really available, which is funny because I've seen an image of this, but I guess they just didn't want to stress anybody out.
Yeah, so yeah, I saw probably the same image you saw, and I think I want to give this game a try just because of I'm only at 2 panic attacks this weekend. Why not round it up to 3 and get a full hat trick? So yeah, let's go. Let's have an absolutely stressful time playing this game. It's so wild. It's a lot to look at. But that's sort of the point of it.
I remember that it has to do with bingo, or that's the core mechanic, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so. I mean, I think there's like 7 or 8 mechanics.
Blackout bingo. Right. Yes. And maybe I will be able to get a rematch in with Matthew, because we played the first It's Complicated. I can't even remember. Was it a whole year ago?
Probably. This only plays 2 players?
Is that a complaint or just surprise?
I'm just like, based on what it looks like, you would think it played every person on the planet.
Right. That makes sense.
So funny. Yeah, I do actually want to try it. Just to see how badly it'll break me.
Yeah, I played the first one was an experience of, it took a really long time to explain the rules because there's 4 different games going on at the same time, and then we played one round and I won after Matthew was like smashing me and removing all of my options. It kind of whittled down to my only option was to win immediately, and then I won immediately. It was pretty funny.
Cool.
And this is somebody else that I saw in the chat. Always a bigger fish from Jamie Brown. Oh, and I should say too, It's Too Complicated is from another new sponsor. Jack Rosetree is sponsoring under the Rosetree editing services. So that's like rulebook editing help that we definitely recommend you check out. King of the Reef, as in like King of the Hill, probably?
No. Seems unlikely. No.
Okay. Early stage design.
You know what I'm gonna do? Let's just do that.
What are you
Can
doing?
we just do that?
I don't know what. Oh, this?
The new comments thing?
Maybe. I don't think
do that.
Ever.
I think that if we're gonna show them all, I think that it'll be way easier than manually clicking them all in.
Do you want to trade? And I'll click them and you'll drive? The one thing about this is that it's going to make our screen really tiny, and we want people to be able to read the prototype listing.
Go online. Get your own computer. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. I can just keep clicking them in.
Okay.
All right, let me get rid of that then. Oh, I can't make it go away. There it is. Okay, that's fine.
Just a little bit slow on the uptake, I think. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You beat the person who's in control of the reef or the fish? I think we're all fish, right? All fish in this game. Would be my guess, anyway. Fair enough. All right. Okay. And then, so this one is new. I don't think anybody has ever seen this one at Protospiel or maybe anywhere. Yeah. But Miasma is one I know I've seen at Protospiel before. I have play tested this one before from Steven Schwartz. Okay, yeah, that last one is less than a month old. This one is a game that kind of works you through telling a story that you make up. It's kind of a mash between a board game and an RPG, because there is a lot of card play and positional stuff, as you can see with these pieces and cards, but it's not it's in service of telling a story and having your character develop and make choices. So it's an interesting kind of dark gothic theme. Some good close-ups of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then adulting is one that I saw somebody talking about in the server, that this was going to be a gift. Well, they started working on it a while ago, gift for their sister's wedding. And it's been finished enough to be given as the gift. And now we're going to see if it's finished enough to give to other people and make a wider release.
Uh-oh. Tableau building. Okay.
I'm very curious about this one. I didn't get to see it last time. But yeah, Eric Dittmore is the designer.
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize this had been high school teacher who has chickens in his backyard. Okay. Awesome.
Lots of extra eggs, perhaps?
No. Some extra eggs. Ship shape.
Are you familiar with this one?
No, I was just reading the title. I don't know anything about this.
You said it like, oh, my old friend Ship Shape.
No, that's just... Nope, I just know how to read. That's all that is. They just taught me all those letters. I learned them all.
This one's from Joachim and Wilson Warmack, which that name is familiar to me, but I think this is the first collab I've seen between these two designers.
I think they have a few.
Okay.
I think they have a few collabs that are in here.
Okay. Yeah, we don't, or at least I don't look in advance. I don't know about David, but
I do because I want to plan out how long I'm going to be here. I need to know going in.
It all depends, though. Yeah, I guess I look at them because I'm keeping the table up to date, but I at it for as few seconds as I possibly can every time because I've got other things to do. Anyways.
Oh, I've got other things to do. I just also have a bedtime, so...
Oh, I'm not saying the difference between you and me. I'm just saying the difference between me spending time looking at the spreadsheet or not.
Oh, sure. The thing I thought was interesting when I saw this one earlier was that it's I was not expecting it to be cruise ships.
Oh, okay.
And it's cruise. I don't have anything to say beyond that. It's cruise ships. It's not like I think I was expecting like pirate ships, and I'm more interested in it. I think maybe because it's kind of a different type of ship.
Yeah, there are a lot of games about pirate ships, and not as many at all about cruise ships. So that's interesting. Worker placement. Okay. And then Princess Bribe is one that I have also from Joachim, but a different collaborator, and I've play tested this one. So this is exciting. Have you seen this one around, David?
I've seen it. I have not played it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, princesses placing junk in their rooms that is brought by suitors, and it's like weird junk, like a toolbox or something like that. Not very medieval. But yeah, it's a fun tile placement puzzly game. This one's new to me. Have you heard of this one yet, David?
No, but this is the other one that I saw he's working on with Wilson.
Okay. Also builder.
Yeah, no, this one sounds cool. This is one of those games that like I like looked at the image of it, and I feel like I already kind of know what this is going to be like in a way that is exciting.
What do you can you describe what you think will happen when you play this game?
No. I'm keeping that to myself.
Oh, I see. I
No,
know what it's like. Seriously, guys.
I mean, I don't know. I'm probably wrong, but it's like it feels like one of the, like, I'm guessing you fill up that grid and then about halfway through it you realize all the mistakes you've made, and then the rest of the game is just like lamenting all of the the look of it was kind of reminding me of Calico, which is like 20 minutes of a good time, and then the last half of it is just screaming.
Or Sagrada?
I haven't played Sagrada.
Oh.
Sagrada's one like I'm too afraid to tell people I've never played it games.
Well, I'm glad you could get it off your chest here.
Yeah. Now's the part where I get roasted for having
Cats out of the bag.
Not played Sagrada.
It has that thing in common with Calico, I would say, where you're starting to run out of places to put things.
Yeah, it's like really pretty, and then it's just a bad time.
Or you can just have a lot of regrets, or feel like you had really bad luck. But I suppose Calico has something going on where there's a certain number of this pattern, this color tile in the bag, depending on how you set it up, either 2 or 3. You know they exist, but Sagrada is roll the dice, right, and take colors. So there's a certain amount of each color in the bag, but then you also have to roll it and things happen. So
yeah. I mean, the thing with Calico is like you could do the math on all of it, but like if you're really trying to figure out every permutation of what's left in that horrible bag that is never going to give you what you want anyway, you're playing the game wrong.
That sucks whatever fun is left out of it, I would say.
Oh, I to be clear, I love Calico. I think it's one of the few games I actually play repeatedly. But it also is it's so horrible. it's such a horrible little box. Yeah, Calico's not cozy. I've never felt good playing that game, but I do love it.
I feel cozy looking at the box. I feel cozy like when I take the pieces out, you know.
Yeah, I don't. Not anymore. I did the first time.
Right. That has worn off.
Yeah.
Micro Midgard. And I think Ben Downton is a new Protospiel Onliner. So, hello, welcome. Move meeples on a shared board to gain resources. What's funny is, it says Micro Midgard. When I look at this picture, I immediately think that's probably an 18-card game. But it can't be because it says meeples.
Really?
Really, it says meeples?
No.
Or really, I think they're 18-card game.
As we established earlier, I can read.
I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna find out it's actually not true.
Stay tuned. No, like I was not under the impression that this was an 18-card game.
Because it's
I don't know.
It's the micro and the picture of the box, which just like could be any size because it's not on the table or anything. Yeah, but
it could be enormous.
Yeah. For some reason on the computer screen it looks like about the size of an 18-card box.
Yeah, it's either really small or it's the size of Seattle. And there is a game that fits inside it. Y'all are really stuck on those panic attacks. That wasn't a joke. That was real. Um, what?
What?
What are we? Or oh, yeah.
Something in the chat you're whatting
No, no,
about?
no, 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 no. I was reading the thing.
Gotcha. Ooh, cybersecurity consultant. Maybe I can get some help getting rid of Norton because it seems to be malware in and of itself at this point. Anyways, I've lost my patience with my laptop security software.
I didn't realize people who weren't HR downloaded antivirus software.
I don't know.
Now I know who's buying it.
Maybe I'm an old woman and I just think I have no choice.
You do. You always have a choice. You don't buy that.
Yeah. I think I have not had time to consider other options and haven't gotten angry enough yet to spend time on it.
Battles of Anima. What? I like the moving terrain thing here. I think if there was like one consistent beef I have with like skirmishy type games, it's that they feel the same because it's just like little tiny people like slowly moving towards each other, and then like some things happen and then it's over. But I feel like this one with stuff moving around, or at least the way it's sort of explained, that sounds really, really fun.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, this is new. This designer isn't new to Protospiel, but this game doesn't sound familiar to me, at least. Not that I remember everything all the time. But
I don't know if it. I think like Jamie's pointing out.
Okay.
I think this is that game.
Okay. That does sound familiar. Okay, but I didn't play it. I just heard the name. Gotcha.
Which honestly, if Warhammer was cute, I would be far more inclined to play it.
I've yet to try it, so I don't
Warhammer?
know. Yeah, I don't know either way.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever want to spend hundreds of dollars to have a bad time, I've got the game for you.
Well, I mean, if in some odd future where my life is very different, I'm at a convention and it's already available.
If you were an entirely different person, you're right. You would love Warhammer.
If I didn't have to buy it, I mean, if I was in a situation where I could just play it.
If I didn't have to do any of the things that were involved in playing Warhammer, I would love it.
Well, what? So you're saying that buying Warhammer is playing Warhammer?
Buying Warhammer, painting Warhammer, the experience of playing a bad game. It's not good. It's not a good game. Sorry for the Warhammer fans in the chat, but like Warhammer sucks. It's not good. It's not a good game. I'm sure Adam's game is much better than Warhammer. I think that's why Adam is making it, is to like make a game that's actually fun.
Yeah. Less by cute. Well, see, just a question though. Sorry, I shouldn't go backwards. I know, but if it was cute. Cute. I'm missing the like. Maybe I just can't see the figures clearly enough, but
I remember other screenshots I saw of it looking more cute than the one here, but also like he may be pivoting away from that,
from the cuteness and like leaning into whatever the mechanics are. Gotcha. Makes sense. Okay. But then the next game from Adam is a quick, lightweight card game about arranging your word cards to create the most threatening sounding title for your demon lord.
Yeah, this sounds great.
Epithreat.
This reminds me of a game I played at the end of PAX where you were like constructing a poem based on different cards. I played it with Jamie and a few other folks, and I ended up just like, I wasn't even playing the game anymore. I was just like writing fun poems, and I feel like that would kind of be my experience playing this, is just like, I don't even care if I'm winning anymore. I just want to make fun,
Right.
like fun demon names.
This
sounds great.
The party format is probably apropos. Yeah. Very good. And this is from Ash, who is one of our Australian friends, so that's exciting. And this is new to me. I haven't seen this one before. 4 Seasons.
Yeah, I feel like last thing Ash brought was the Morkboard card game. So it's yeah, good to see Ash back. Good to see a new design. It looks cool. One of a handful of trick takers that is on the list.
Sweet. And another one. This also is new to me from Ash. Push Your Luck Roll and Write Campaign game.
Earlier.
Or you mean when you looked at it earlier today? Creeping Doom. Hope in the Face of Enormous Odds sounds nice. Let's have more of that. And here's a game from Grant Van Nostrand, regular attendee as of the last year or so. A judging game where everyone can win. I mean, like judging party game, I assume. Okay. Yeah, this sounds interesting. I think this one is a completely new thing and not like a new twist on something from before.
No, because the something from before is on this list. Okay. So this is something new.
Amit. And so I think Amit is new to us, and Andy D is a long-time attendee from, I think I believe Andy is in the United Arab Emirates, but is from India, so is connected with the Indian board game crew. So possibly
one of our sponsors, actually.
Yeah, possibly Amit is from India, maybe. So wildlife safari experience sounds fun. Tatoba. Like every time one of Andy's games comes up, I'm challenged to know how to pronounce it. I need a new field that's like, what's the phonetic pronunciation of this game?
That's actually not a bad idea for people names and game names.
But then cool. the trouble would be everybody understanding how to spell or represent every syllable sound.
Yeah, it's yeah. And we've got an ad.
Okay. I'll hold a little bit still. Then I've already been a little bit still on this spot, so.
You know what we should do? If they're gonna do an ad, why don't we do an ad?
And show the sponsor.
Nope, that's the wrong thing. I want this. Yeah. We're gonna counter your ad with our ad.
Is there a game in there somewhere? A game idea? Ad Wars.
I hope so.
I see cars from the Game of Life in here, and it makes me smile.
I know, I saw that too. corporate blood money to subscribe.
Well, right, yeah.
Please don't spend too much on the subscription.
If you're a subscriber to Prime and you're not subscribed to anybody else's Twitch, it's actually free for you to follow our channel, and we get $1 or something like that. Maybe
is it that. Even that much? I don't think it's
like
that
50
much.
cents. Maybe that's what Zoe means.
And I don't think we even get the $1 until we've gotten like there's like a certain amount until we're even able to cash out.
Yeah, we have to build up to either $25 or $50 or something like that before we get it. And we don't. I don't think it's that impossible to achieve if it was like a clear, focused goal that we were working on. But we stream 6 times a year right now, so it's not going to happen.
Similar to Warhammer. If we were totally different people, we would be making so much money.
Oh, David enjoys picking on me.
I don't.
You could have fooled me.
I'm keeping it grounded.
Oh.
Penguin Battle Mages. How did I miss this?
You hold down the fort for 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do for 30 seconds? It's just you and me on the internet.
I forgot to plug in my laptop. That's kind of an important step. So now we're all good. Yeah, so these are okay. 2 new people coming in with Joachim. So it seems like Joachim's been recruiting on the recruiting path.
Joachim's been busy.
Yeah.
3 designers? You know that many people that want to talk to you? How? Teach me. That's amazing.
Bomberman inspired. I don't know if I know that.
Bomberman's a video game.
Okay.
It looks a lot like this. It's a grid. You move around on a grid, and you're a man and you bomb people.
Makes sense.
It's kind of exactly what's on the box. It's been Bomberman's been around for a long time. It sounds way more aggressive than it actually is. It's very cute.
Okay.
You've probably seen images of Bomberman before.
Possibly. Which if it's a video game, is it like, do you mean that's like a big arcade box game, or it was a Nintendo game, or?
It's definitely been on consoles. I think it maybe started as an arcade game. Someone in the chat might have to
speak up.
Catch me on that. I would not be surprised if it started as an arcade game.
I see what's coming here. This installment's 18-card escape room from Jonathan.
Yes. Absolutely. Give me some of that.
Logic, wordplay, observation. Yeah, and all of these, this is from Holiday Hijinks series, and they all have like a website that Jonathan has built that you use to kind of step through the puzzles that are presented on the 18-card deck. So, Protospiel is a good time for Jonathan to get people who have never played his puzzles before to play a game and get new, fresh eyes on it. That is one of the hard things about being a puzzle designer or anybody designing a one-shot kind of game, is that you get one playtest per person. So and then we get the benefit of really fun puzzle games. So it's a win-win.
I have complicated feelings about it because I love his puzzles, but I know that like if I play test it, then I've kind of already ruined it for myself. So I'm like a little selfish in that way, but they're so good. He's really, really good at what he does. So if you haven't tried one before, like please do, because they're really very special.
My experience is they seem done when I play test them, though.
Yeah, they. I mean, I've only played one, but like it was. Okay. If I had bought that, I would have felt great about it.
Yeah,
I would not have been disappointed with the experience I had. It felt pretty done.
So is it more like you feel almost like guilty for doing a playtest that's so enjoyable? You feel like you're stealing or something?
Yeah, I feel a little bad that I got to do it for free. I don't know. I don't know. He's great and his games are great. So that's that.
This picture is hilarious. Oh, see now, okay. This looks like a capybara instead of a beaver to me. That's like, I mean,
it's definitely a capybara. It's also definitely an AI image. So
it's a beaver.
It's a beaver as interpreted by an algorithm.
It's a very majestic.
Yeah, it's a beaver with human hands.
Right. It's a capybeaver. Oh, you're right.
Oh, okay. Well, now
my eye was just really drawn to the wrongness of this image,
yeah.
I guess. See, I told you I'd prove you can't read, David.
I went straight to like my feelings about AI images and didn't read. So yes, you're right. You're right. Oops. Oopsies.
Cool. That's fun. I really want to know where the capybeaver's like idea came from.
I saw a really good video of a capybara jumping onto like a table covered in guinea pigs, and it just looked like a gigantic guinea pig jumping on a table of normal size guinea pigs.
Gotcha.
And that was the best thing that's happened to me all week, was watching that. So
yeah.
So if you got any questions, toss them in the chat. It's real good. It's a good video.
Maybe that one can be shared in Coffee Talk before the weekend is over.
I'm keeping that to myself. That one's going in the archives.
Oh, this is a new attendee that I've seen showing up in the registration flow. So Triptych, 2-player trick taking, which is challenging to make work. So that's ambitious and cool. Oh, okay. And it's about painting too.
15 minutes. I love it.
I think it's going to be popular.
Yeah.
Weekend, to be honest.
Awesome. Awesome. 15 minutes. Let's go.
Okay, and this is a Jeff isn't all together. I guess maybe they were working at the same time, right? So one post came in after the other here. But yeah, I think I saw a sell sheet for this one too.
Trick taking with stock market mechanics. Wow.
I'm kind of surprised that there's never been a game called Cheddar before. I guess I haven't looked on BGG to double check, but I'm not aware of one. It's not there's not a famous one, at least, I guess.
There's a game called Cheddar Challenge, and there's a game called Cheddar Blitz.
But not just Cheddar.
And Cheddar Challenge is, I don't think, published, but it's self-published. And Cheddar Blitz I don't know about that. there's no game called Cheddar. Know when to hold them. Spindle. Okay, so so I saw this one earlier today, and it sounds really interesting, but the thing that really caught my attention about this is like if you scroll down and look at the image of it,
Mm-hmm.
the designer somehow figured out how to like gerrymander the entire state of Texas using tiny. Why are you scrolling past it? We're talking about the.
Because I just want to make sure that this is the image you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like it's like little tiny tiled versions of the outline of the state of Texas.
Oh, okay. Like not exactly perfectly. Like there's some leftover I see in the corner or whatever, but it's sort of like
Yes.
one of those oh, what do you call those patterns where they're kind of just like the same like a really weird shape repeated over and over, like the doves or whatever?
Know.
Does anybody have the word on the tip of their tongue?
I don't know.
Like...
It's like that horrible shape that everybody was losing their minds about last year, except it's Texas.
Right.
Tessellation, is that it?
Yeah. That was the word I was looking for anyway.
It's not gnome. That's wrong. See, I'm good at reading and vocab. It's not gnome. NC Escher did do
some of those, yeah.
Art with that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is Spindletop like a term for the shape of Texas? Or
it might be. Should we Google that?
I don't know.
No.
Is it something?
It looks like it's something that is associated with oil refineries.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Which I think is what this game is about.
Interesting. So I mean, even though you say you look at this and you think gerrymander or something like that, or just zones of Texas, I'm not picking up on anything about that in the description here.
No. Is there like a larger description below?
Yes.
There's not even anything about Texas. Well, we'll just have to see what's going on here. We're gonna have to get to the bottom of this.
Somehow they were just like, Texas is inflammatory. I'm gonna put Texas on this page like 100 times, and then we're gonna stop and pause and look at this game for a really long time.
Great. Cool.
Everybody likes to make fun of Texas. All right. And or complain about it.
Soothsayers.
Yeah. Looks very tarot-esque.
It is.
Oh yeah, tarot themed. Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is a one thing about this stream is it is kind of like a live action user experience testing. You know, if you make websites or whatever, you give them to people to watch how they use them and make decisions about how to change things to get them to look where you want them or whatever. The images, I think everybody knows that though. Images draw your eye first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if by user you mean the worst person you know, and you're specifically talking about me, then yes, it's really good user testing. But
you think you're the worst person I know? Oh, David.
It sounds like Zoe tested this today.
Okay. Oh wow. Where at BMG?
I think I saw it go up in BMG today.
Okay.
Yeah, BMG.
Very cool.
Cool.
Have I heard about this one before? This name sounds familiar. Do you remember this one, David?
No. I have not heard of this one. First to worst in a variety. Well, I see Kanye West on that list. That's a very easy. Is that even a game? Like, just putting Kanye West on the bottom of every list possible? Aside from like maybe like most talented person who wrote the song Gold Digger. Like, I don't think Kanye West is on the top of any lists anymore.
Maybe the game is figuring out what list he could be on top of, just like just now.
Person I'd like to go away the most? I don't know. Iron Throne.
When Matthew is saying has played first to worst, right?
Okay, maybe. Yes. Maybe it was either first to worst or Iron Throne.
More trick taking.
Jamie also
so hot right now.
Jamie brings up a really good point here. That wasn't even a good example I gave. Ray Charles is actually the most talented writer on that track. Thank you, Jamie, for the correction. Matthew has played first to worst. Okay, what is this?
Change who your partner is through card play in a trick-taking game from Kyle Cushman. It sounds interesting.
Cool.
3 to 4 player game.
Yeah, agreed, Kirsten.
Okay, well, we've certainly heard of this one. This one gets discussed in the building the game community quite a bit.
I am so excited to try this. Love Letter is like up there with Sagrada with like games I've never played, and I'm too embarrassed to tell people I've never played.
Okay.
So I'm excited to try this because I've never played Love Letter, but also because I haven't played a bad game by Maya. So, I think this is going to be great. I won't be able to speak to like how well it captures the Love Letter experience, but right. I think this is going to be so good.
You know, I'm kind of surprised that Love Letter isn't something that comes up in games you can play online. Maybe I'm just missing something, but I don't think it's on BGA. It just seems like, you know, there's not a ton to it, so playing it online doesn't seem.
There is a digital implementation of it, but it's like you have to buy the thing on Steam.
Okay.
I do own that because I bought it in one of like 17 different Humble Bundles I bought at one point. I probably have extra copies of it because it just keeps getting added to Humble Bundles. So
right.
If anyone probably wants a free copy of Love Letter on Steam,
and yet you still haven't played it. See, that's why you're embarrassed, right? Because you have no excuse.
I've got so many reasons why I should have played Love Letter by now. But yeah, I'm excited Maya's going to be joining us, and I'm excited to hopefully get a chance to try this game.
Agreed. Yeah, I wanna know the details of what people are talking about. So hopefully I'll be able to play test it too. And Nick Frederico is also a familiar name from past Protospiel Online. I think. Oh, I have played this one actually. This one, I don't think it was called A Reason for Treason, but as I read the description, it sounds familiar. Where you're
This sounds awesome.
trying to get someone specific to lose first.
Yeah.
I'm a little unsure if I played this game or just a game that really reminds me of it, but because it's very different. Like if I have played it before, it has changed significantly, but there's some things about the way it's set up that kind of makes me think it might be.
I'm a sucker for a good push your luck game. And and I'm also a sucker for a game that does weird player relationship stuff. This is like, this sounds great. How long does it run? I missed it when you... 30 minutes? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I've got one SpongeBob SquarePants in me. No more. No more, no less. Let's go.
What does that mean? One length
It's like
of
one
the
episode of it. One episode of a TV show.
Someone who used to be on our streams, so people might recognize her name, Ashley Gold, loves SpongeBob, and her new obsession is Bee and Puppy Cat, which is something you can watch on YouTube, and it's been something she's been like harassing me, not really, but to watch it for like a year. So it's and it's free to watch. It's very offbeat and it's fun.
Did you never say that? Like when I was growing up, my parents would say things to me like if I was in the car and we were like an hour away from getting somewhere, they would use like units of like TV shows.
Oh,
so they'd be like, we're one Sesame Street away, or like we're like 2 Barneys away, because like time's always been fake, but it's like especially fake if you're a child. So it's a thing. I'll sometimes like just say the name of a show instead of
it sounds
unit
like
of measurable time.
It sounds like something that your parents independently came up with, and not something that was like.
Is it not a thing?
It wasn't in my life, but it's not a bad idea. Anyway,
this game's great.
Maybe we have entered the Emily portion of the show. This one, I have play tested this one once digitally. It looks like physically it has a heavy toy factor, and cross stitch is something that has been a hobby of mine since I was a little kid. So when I saw this theme, I was like, oh, I must consult. You need to know my opinions about this game, Emily.
I played this at PAX U last month, and the toy is excellent. The game is excellent. It's exactly what you want it to be. It's great. It's really good.
I love that the string spool appears to be there.
Yeah, there's like a little bobbin that you're taking things on and off from and manipulating. It's real good. It's really good. I think it's crunchier than Knitting Circle if you've played that. But I really, really enjoyed playing it, and I'm super excited about this too.
I think maybe I am out of the loop on what this word means. What does this word mean?
I believe this is Weft and Wayne, I think, is the alternate to Weft. Are
it's not
weaving.
White. Sorry. I'm sorry. You're being serious, and I'm
being serious.
I said it's not white.
I'm
the opposite of
serious.
West. West isn't white.
Weft, and I think Wayne. They're weaving turns. Y'all know I'm serious about fibercrafts. That's not even a joke. I love a fibercraft. I think they're weaving terms. Like when you're doing like you're sending the like if you're working with a loom. But I could be
Warp and weft is what the
warp and
description was.
weft. Warp and weft. That's what it was.
Beautiful combos.
Yeah. I mean like
It looks like from this picture, it looks like your goal is to try and get a continuous line of the same color as long as you can, which sounds pretty satisfying.
I don't need anything beyond Emily making a Fibercraft game. I'm in. Like, let's go. the first two have been bangers. Let's do a third. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be great. I don't need a pitch.
And here's Secret Agendas from Chris Leader. I know Chris has attended before, but I think it might have been under a playtester badge. I'm not sure if you can remember, David, but I think this might be the first time. This has been in the playtest or in the prototype directory. Maybe I've seen a sell sheet for this in the past, but
yeah. I've seen this one show up a lot in BMG.
Okay.
But I don't know much about it. I've just seen it show up on the roster a few times.
Okay. Drafting and set collection.
Mm-hmm. Skullduggery. Hot dog.
Okay. It's bringing up sort of the image of It's a Wonderful World to me. I've been playing that on BGA lately with a friend, and it's crunchy.
Yeah, I've heard It's a Wonderful World is kind of like Flamin' Hot Seven Wonders.
You know what it reminds me of, but I like it better, is Century Spice Road.
Oh yeah,
it's a more enjoyable version of that kind of game, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah.
But it's very, it's tongue-in-cheek that it says It's a Wonderful World. It's got like each color, there's 5 color of cards, and they're all like kind of bummer. Well, maybe double-edged sword in some cases, things like science, military, finance. Like science is good, but it could be used to destroy the world too if it went wrong, right?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Some of them are more straightforwardly like, or like there's a picture of a nuclear power plant on a beach. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of these like
I didn't realize that was
bummer sort of like ideas that are being described in the art of It's a Wonderful World. Yeah.
I did not realize that was what it was. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it could bum you out if you really thought about it hard, but it's not really about that. It's just kind of the flavor that
if you think about it harder, apparently look at the art.
Well, you're thinking so hard about the math and where to put all your cubes that
you're just breezing past the
I tend to.
The mushroom cloud on the okay.
There literally is a mushroom cloud on one.
My God. Oh, we're at an ad. We are at an ad.
Okay. Thanks for joining, y'all. Yeah, but again, yeah, I get focused in on the if I do this, then that, and this, and that, and this, and that.
Yeah, really that is the thing I have heard about it. Is there's like a lot of it's a little mathy. It's a lot of calculations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard it's good though, and I think it has like 1 expansion.
That sounds familiar. I get it has this thing going on for me at least, where I get to the last turn and I'm like, I needed 1 more cube, just 1 more cube. You know what I mean? Or something like that. So it keeps me coming back. Like next time, I'm gonna get them next time.
Yeah, you're not though. They're never gonna give you that cube.
I mean, sometimes you can have a
Is
pretty
it
perfect
sometimes
last
possible
turn.
to get it?
Yeah. You're drafting cards. It's not exactly like Century Spice Road, I guess, because you're drafting cards and you're not doing that in Century. I don't think, and you don't have a.
You're buying cards and like you have to.
Yeah, you're doing that in. Well,
Well,
you're
no, I guess you
drafting in.
can draft them. Like you can get them for free if you don't want one of the ones further along the thing.
You're past drafting. It's in It's a Wonderful World, and you're on the board drafting in Century Spice Road, right?
Yeah,
So
so it is like a little bit of Seven Wonders action with like
yes.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
But what you're doing with the cards is more like Century Spice Road esque, trying to like fulfill
That
these
makes sense.
recipes and
That
stuff.
makes sense.
Although I don't really like Century Spice Road, so I haven't played in a really long time, and my memory is
Oh,
fuzzy.
same.
Anyways, this one.
Ooh.
Well, and speaking of It's a Wonderful World and the dystopian future, we've got
Speaking
the
of
right
the,
thing
we've
on the
got
screen.
Rich F asterisk $ at S playing with spare yacht money. Same, Zach. Wow. In this house, we call that a Wednesday. An art speculation game where you have infinite money and want more money. Okay, this part is sounding less relatable.
Jason Slingerland got me into the app game, or well, I don't know if app game is quite the right word, but farm RPG. And it's a game where you become a pretend billionaire in the farm community. I told him I can tell that he likes to recruit new people to play that game because he gets to be a benevolent billionaire. Because he is I'm a billionaire now in the game too. I don't even play it that much, but you're able to give it away to new people if you have friends.
I do kind of enjoy a game where it's like, here's way too much money. Which one of you clowns could use it? Like just blow through it in the worst ways possible, the fastest. Yeah, this sounds good. This sounds like I would either have a good time with it or be so sad at the end.
Yeah, that's what they're playtesting, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is quite the word. Oh, Granton Pad. So Zach,
Krachten Pond.
Yeah, that sounds about right. For those that are not in the loop about where Zach plays in, Zach is one of the original organizers of Protospiel Denver and then online, used to live in Denver, has immigrated to Amsterdam, at least for the time being. So I don't know if it's a forever or for a while thing, but right now is in Amsterdam. So maybe that's where this is coming from.
It's definitely it's definitely where it's coming from. This sounds great.
I know that
Oh, there we go.
Grachten Pond.
That's got an H in
Krachten Pond. I don't think it's his address anymore, but in doing admin stuff, had his address in Amsterdam, and it was just the street that he lived on was just absurdly long. It had like 10 O's in it or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but it looked like a very silly word to my English speaking eyes. It looks like you're Googling over there. Googling something.
No, I'm just sharing it for everyone. We've got Zach's address up here. If you want to send Zach some fan mail, it's got 10 O's. Send him a letter. Let him know you love him. This looks really, really nice.
This is another very. I'm right. Dutch, right? Dutch word.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. Yes.
Dutch is one of those funny language names, or at least in the English language, the way it's referred to, where it's not like the name of the country that we talk about, right? So I'm like, oh, am I ascribing that to the right country right now? I have to go back into my brain file. 3-player exactly trick-taking game.
Interesting.
As an opening line.
I mean, listen, I've been saying this for years, and nobody has agreed with me. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little annoyed that suddenly we're all on this team now. I've written blog posts about this. None of you subscribed to that blog. I know you didn't. I see the stats.
I think that I'm familiar with this story from the Myths and Legends podcast, although there's so many stories on that podcast that it's like they all kind of bleed together when you listen to that podcast. But yeah, this sounds familiar.
Yeah, this sounds great.
Con artist Fox. This one was my first game of last Protospiel that I played.
Fly for Pie.
It was called Grandma's Pie then. Fly for Pie is a little bit of a tongue twister, but catchy. Fly for
Push
Pie.
Your Luck, Pick Up and Deliver set collection. Sure, let's do it. Berries for your...
It's a very interesting mashup of things that are going on here.
Where does Grandma live?
On the edge of this forest that a storm is heading into.
We're flying into a storm with hang gliders?
We're trying to beat the storm.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know why I'm like trying to justify what's happening here. I love it. This sounds great. It's 15 minutes? Did that say 15 minutes? Oh, yes. Let's go. Let's go.
Are you being honest?
No,
no, not you, but I'm thinking of, well, it says, or I don't think it says it here. I think it was in the Discord that I saw Daria saying that it's quite different than it was when it came last time. So maybe it is a lot faster.
Oh, let's go. How long did it take when you played it?
You know, it's always hard to remember because there's a mix of feedback and playing, right? It wasn't a long game, but it didn't feel like a 50. It felt like a game, like maybe 30-minute game, you know.
Okay.
But by a game, I mean it felt like a family weight game that has kind of a beginning, middle, and an end, not like a sit down and wow, it was over kind of game.
Yeah, sure. Right.
But yeah, I'm interested to see which things from our feedback session got taken into account, which ones got tried. And something interesting to say about this game is that it's a playingcards.io game, even though it's got a board and all these different things going on, which I think that this is the first time I've played a game that was like a board game and not a card game on playingcards.io. Oh, there you go. Okay. Grandma. She has a couple of different moods.
Yeah, this sounds great.
This is a recurring favorite, Questbell. This is a campaign cooperative word-making game, so it has a lot of different modules and everything that need to be tested, and so it's been coming back for a while. Wow, yeah, 2022 LDEC Design Contest. Time goes by so fast.
Sure
does. Kind of just feels like that just happened, but nope, that was a little while ago. But yeah, this is from Kirsten, one of our moderators.
Yeah, and like again, as someone
longest
who's
standing
like,
moderators,
extremely well known for reading and writing and spelling, can't wait to try this, to use all three of my favorite skills. This one, I'm excited to try Questabelle, but this one I'm so excited about because I'm a gigantic nerd, and I saw the circle of fifths on here, and if this is actually the board and there's really a circle of fifths on the board, I'm ready to go. It sounds great. And I think this is the one that Kirsten started as an Ovation spinoff.
Okay.
Um,
but it's not going to be, or
I can't answer that. I believe she's in the chat. And she's saying, yes, please. I could tell you right now, like it's working for me in the description. I bet it's excellent. I think it's gonna be great.
And this is the one I think that Kirsten was referring to when she told me one of hers is gonna be in Google Jamboard. So
whoa, okay.
I built something in Google Jamboard this year, and it's
quite the thing. To you.
Yeah, I mean, the pluses of Google Jamboard, and I think the request was if we could add it to our like named platforms, and sure, there's just a little bit to putting a platform into our list that I just don't want to. I don't want to touch it while things are in motion, but I probably will, as long as I remember, get it in for next time, because yeah, I've used it. It's very nice for having a shared space that you can all write on. That's like what it is a space to write on, and you can put a you can set your background image on it. So I'm guessing that this is what is going on here. This is like a background image set on a Google Jamboard, and then you like scribble on it. And you could also have like multiple pages of the Jamboard, right? So it can be like sort of a slideshow, and you can different ones of you could be on different pages of it. So that also might be what you're doing here. Kirsten is like everybody has their own like page.
She's cool. She's confirming everything you're saying in the chat. Give me a game with a circle of fifths as like a roll and write. Absolutely. Yeah, let's do junior year of college all over again. Can't wait. Love that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes. The thing that I built in Jamboard involved more than the background image, like pictures put on top of the background image. That is a little bit of a beast that I'm not sure I really recommend, but yeah, depends on what you're going for, I guess. Definitely not, images, not cards, right? They can't be flipped, but images with just like one side can be put in there. And the Apple Orchard has been coming back many a time. I have yet to play this one. Have you ever played this one? I've seen it around, but not played.
I haven't. I have not played this. I'm sure it's excellent. It's the I don't know if this is going to be interesting to anyone. I went to a really beautiful arboretum a few weeks ago, and there was like a structure that had we went at night, and it was all lit up, and there was this structure that had a light in it, and it was kind of this like metal thing surrounding the light, and we'd only ever gone in the day and seen this thing, but I didn't realize that it lit up at night, and the pattern that it made with the light coming through it, like, and dispersing on the ground, kind of looked like those cards.
Okay.
So I'm having a very nice reaction to how this looks, but that none of that was about the game. It looks really nice.
Well, it's a game about trees, and you're talking about an arboretum, so you're not that far off. Dual variety trees.
Derwent, I'm gonna kick you out of the chat. This one was here last time, right?
Yeah, this is the third time that it's been coming back. It's a very... It's kind of like viticulture, but for beer, where there's parts where you're farming the ingredients for the beer and
Mm-hmm.
gathering them and getting them, like taking them to a festival.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very Euro-y, and I think it
Mhm.
is Gary's first game he's started designing, and it's one of those times where, right, the first idea you have is really ambitious, and you're like, whoa, there's a lot when you start to
Yeah.
work on designing it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's been evolving since the first time it came. It's fun to watch that happening.
And it's long, right? I feel like
I think I've actually play tested it, both of the. It's one of them that, like, I played it 2 Protospiels in a row. I don't think that actually happens that often for me, but more like probably luck of the draw. It did happen, and
Mhm.
I think it's a game that is middling in its development, and it's hard to say how it's going to go. It sort of depends on the people who are playing and how quickly they latch on and like understand the strategy and can like get going. I think once you understand the strategy, I don't think it is a really big game, you know? I think it's like a Stone Age or so weight game.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
but,
not too bad.
But it's a prototype. And so there's things about the way the rules are described, explained. There's things about the UI UX that can like trip people up. So you might have heard, I think I've played it once and we weren't able to finish, and I've played it once and I was able to finish, but again, memory is a little fuzzy and things bleed together sometimes for me.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm excited about how I've once in my life gone to Oktoberfest and Munich and Bavaria and everything, and it feels it's not Oktoberfest. It's like a competing festival that has beer.
Septemberfest.
Or Septemberfest. I think Cannstatt is a place where a competing festival happens, or the name of the festival or something like that. And it does really evoke, memories of that trip for me. So it's fun that way. Wait, I need help with this. I'm sorry. Sometimes
it's I believe it's pronounced Biome.
Biome.
All right, good night, everybody. That's all I got.
Okay.
What are you having a hard time with?
Oh, just what H stood for there, but I think I figured it out. This.
That was the thing I was originally laughing at. It was yeah.
I see. I need to look a little bit up in the chat.
You gotta read that chat.
Yep. But I saw this person's let me see if they put the name on the. Yeah. This is fun. That's a fun publishing company name, considering that their name is Leone. I think that's a cool pick.
Oh, yeah.
Stood out to me when I was kind of scanning through our registration files recently. But yeah, that's a fun publisher name. So biodiverse plant and animal species. Oh, baby animals, of course. Sign me up.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Simultaneous turn play? Yes. Wait, how do you... Well, I guess if it's one player, then yeah, you could simultaneously play by yourself. That's cool. It's fine.
Only for one player.
I don't know why that took me so long to figure out how that could possibly work in this economy.
This brings to mind too, there's another game I've played recently on BGA that is, I am blanking on its name, but it's about playing animal cards around trees. And I enjoyed it quite a bit. I feel like I need to like look it up really quick and not just tell you. Sure, there's another game that is fun with animals and stuff. But yeah, it has really cute art. Like, look at that little fox. This is great. And yes, sorry. Sometimes when we scan through these, you see that there's a video you can go back and watch. We don't ever play those on the live streams.
We are not going to play those.
Yeah. But it's nice when they have a screenshot that shows some cool stuff. So we get kind of a picture at the same time.
Is it Forest Shuffle? Is Forest Shuffle the game you're thinking of? There
Thank
it is.
you. Yeah, recommend. It's fun on BGA. Okay, and wanting solo testing.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, this sounds good.
Chess Islands, eh? Oh, this is Maya. I haven't heard of this, though. Have you?
No.
This is maybe a recent shower thought?
What?
Ooh.
This is what?
It kind of reminds me of like a crossword puzzle, right? Grid.
I'm like... Oh, she did. Oh, you're sneaky. She posted... It's like all the way at the bottom of her server, there's like 2 posts about it. This one totally flew off my radar. Very cool. Fresh off the plate. Awesome. Very cool. Chroma Arcana.
Very good. Well, these cards look like a very finished game. They certainly bring to mind finished games.
Or it's AI art.
Yeah, well, it's not this that I'm talking about. It's not the illustration that I'm talking about,
like
but just like the layout and everything looks pretty tried and true.
Yeah,
I guess.
it does look. Yeah.
And Mo Shawa is a new Protospieler. Well, I don't know about in-person Protospiels, but new to Protospiel Online. Dueling card game. Oh, okay. So they're gonna want to. Jamie's gonna want to talk to them. See that coming a mile away. Okay.
Maybe in England.
Yep.
Yep. Dog parent. Is there a description anywhere? No. Okay. Never mind. No, we're good. I don't think there was. Yeah. No, you're good. Good kitties.
It's been a while. Again, time goes by really fast. I feel like it might have been like a whole year since I actually played this game. Maybe
it's definitely been longer since I played it. Yeah, the game that answers the question, what if Gloomhaven was as good as everybody said it was? What? Who said that?
It's not very good.
Who said that?
I also that one I have gotten Jaws of the Lion and played it and found that it felt kind of like work, unfortunately, to me.
Yeah. Oopsies. But if you want to have a fun time with a game that takes a fraction of the time to set up and play, Good Kitties. For all of your actually fun cooperative needs.
I want to be fair to Gloomhaven and say
I don't. It's millions of dollars. Move on. They're good.
Well,
they're good.
Yeah, it's also something from the Protospiel network too. So, to be fair to it, it does make if the right thing happens, it can make a really exciting moment in a cooperative game. Yes. We had that happen, as well as just being exhausted, trying to keep track of our cards and stuff. And we decided it wasn't worth it for those few like really exciting
not
moments.
worth it. It's
Yeah.
not worth it. But
For us, anyway.
But the thing that Good Kitties does is like it consistently delivers on those like plot and gameplay beats.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good game. It's a really good game, and it does a lot with its premise and gameplay. Yeah, it's great.
Domicile domination is a great phrase as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think I played this the very first time Emily came to Protospiel Online. Maybe she remembers what event that was, which one that was. I don't. It's very hard for me to keep track to that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. 90-minute first playthrough. But a very fun, comical 90-minute playthrough.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. This is also great.
Yes, I played this one also probably maybe the time after that first time with First Kitties or with with Good Kitties and First Kitties. I've got a new name for you. I've got a new game idea for you, Emily. First Kitties as well. That's going to be the sequel after they do take over the White House. Anyways, it looks very different now though. Pirates of the High Teas since the last time I played it, probably about a year ago or a little bit more than a year ago. Wow.
I think when I played the boat board was new, and she'd basically just like drawn it on a piece of paper and like circled where things would go. Yeah, this game is really good. It's really good set collection, and it's so funny. It's like I think it like it just like Good Kitties, like it really brings the laughs in like a very fun and satisfying way.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, the many of the puns have been community sourced.
Takpa.
Way to get puns.
Takpa Hold'em.
Takpa.
Takpa Hold'em.
Cat Pageant is back.
Oh, it's the cat pageant game. Okay.
And the illicit bidding market. Make big bucks or fight people trying. Okay. But my question mark is, what is this? What is this?
Wasn't it like the amazing cat pageant? Is that what it stood for?
Oh, okay.
I think that's what that stands for.
This I think that he's kind of got a inside joke going with us that he's never going to give it the same name, and he's going to just keep trying to figure out the most ridiculous name he can possibly give it. Because was it what was it very first time?
I don't know.
Stupid o'clock, exactly.
Yeah, I remember.
Sure. That's why no one can remember the details.
To play this game, and
it was a cat pun, but it's eluding me. If anybody says it, I'm sure it will be very familiar if you say it to me. Croy, I think. Jurek. It's a very challenging one for me. Is new to Protospiel Online as well. This is screen top. Yeah, this is a lot going on a screen top table. Ooh, hidden trader.
We've got an ad.
Okay.
And I am going to run away real quick and come right back, if that's okay.
Good time for that during the ad break. Yeah, Hidden Trader is always a fun thing to explore. Okay, 1 to 2 people can look at each face down tile. So some, but not all people will know things you know, and keeping track of what you know and what you know other people know and what you know they know you know, all of that sort of thing. Sounds pretty interesting. Okay. And try to do it fast enough that you don't run out of time. Okay. I'm gonna stall just a little bit because it's an ad break. Actually, I'll do our ad break real quick for like 15 seconds. And say, yeah, so as we were talking about Good Kitties, that's Pink Hot Games. Oh, and I'm forgetting the name of Andy's game, but Andy, if you remember me mentioning Andy D, that's the sponsor from Indian Board Game Designers Collective, I believe is what that stands for. IBGDC. 5 letters is like one too many for them to roll off my tongue, I think. I'll have to get it down. And we haven't gotten to the knife bunny portion yet, I don't think. All right, I'm going to take the sponsors back off and hope the ad is over.
We back?
I don't know. Is anybody saying in the chat if we're back? Oh, good. Oh, it's Shanti. Yes. I wonder if
We're
you
back.
can be in that collective from the US. Sweet. Okay. Good deal.
We're back. A dinosaur story. Shout out to the 90s kids.
So yeah, just in case this was covered up by the break, for the people who are live, this is a Hidden Trader puzzle game where you get to see a little bit of stuff that other people have also seen and try to keep track of who's seen what you've seen and all of that nonsense.
Yeah, sounds good.
Neha Mattel is bringing Sinuali Unearthed.
Sinuali Unearthed.
Sinuali? That sounds smooth. You sound like you know what you're talking about, at least. Have you played? Are you aware of this game? Have you played it?
I'm not. I'm not. I looked at it earlier today, and it looks cool. I don't know much about this civilization and period of India, but I sort of love. I don't know if these are people who are coming in through like that collective that Andy's a part of, but I'm so excited to see this like little or apparently large pocket of Indian designers making games. Like I think Andy went to a convention that happens over there fairly recently, and it looked amazing. So it's pretty exciting to see more and more visibility from what's happening from designers over there. Okay. Yes, Jamie said that the person who made that game is in that group, the group that Andy's with.
I don't know if I might have missed it, but just to say like this call out about Croy, did you see that or show that?
I missed that one.
But yeah, that's a local to Jack indie designer. This one I have played. I had a quite this play was memorable for me when I play tested this one, because I played with I think like a brother and a sister, some people who are a little older than me, kind of like East Coast big personality type people who were busting each other's chops and just kind of, I don't know, being maybe a little on purpose difficult to Jay. And Jay was taking it in such lovely good humor and stride. It was quite funny to me.
Wow.
It was funny to witness, but it was a.
Is that Jay? Is the little briefcase Jay?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Hello, Jay. Good to see you.
And it is I would say Little Succulents is about a family weight game, but for these people they haven't played mini games like this, and so it was like there's a lot going on. And they were kind of I don't know how to put it, but just
Heather hated them.
No, I actually liked them. They were I was really glad it was Jay who has good self-confidence and understands that he's good at what he does. At least to some degree, because I could see their many questions like really making somebody new feel bad about themselves. I don't think that they were mean, but they were difficult. They were a little bit of a difficult playtest group, but they were really funny. It turned out to be funny instead of soul crushing, luckily.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it looks great, and
it really it's not for somebody who has played family weight-ish games before, it's like, yeah, I got this is familiar, this has some familiar stuff in it.
It looks like it's doing the thing that you hope and expect it will do.
And it also has some, or at least the time I played it, it had a little bit of like take that was definitely bringing out the orneriness between the two of them, you know, like oh, you can, like, we each have our balcony with our succulents, and we can kind of steal things from each other or just make things harder for each other by taking the resources and such. But you have a little money tree, and yeah, they're very, very cute little succulents.
Cool.
One-on-one
basketball.
Win tricks to shoot the ball. Oh, fun.
Cool.
Oh yeah, like basketball themed. Sort of classic tabletop feel. That's interesting.
That's cool. I'm into it. 5 minutes each, 30 minutes. Let's go. Great. Awesome. 14 cards? Oh, identical deck of 4. Okay, got it. Okay.
Slam dunks.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, very interesting. Is Eric Ditmore the same person who did Adulting? Am I remembering that right?
Maybe. I think yes, because it's an NYC high schooler teacher who has chickens in his backyard. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Exactly who it is. They're just not next to each other, and I'm not used to that. Usually people put all their games in at once. Or they're doing it at the same time as somebody else, and someone inserts. That's cute, right?
Slippery seals?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so ready for this. Look at those little babies. I want to slide them around all over the place. That looks awesome.
Strategic seal sliding. Yeah, see, I challenge David to be grumpy playing this game.
I don't know why you think I'm so grumpy.
Did you see? I'm not the only one. Did you see all the David's spicy in the chat? It's not me.
Look.
It's true.
Some of y'all don't have depression, and it shows. This looks great. Give me those seals.
Wait, yeah, you know what, David?
Where'd my seal children go?
Let's just look at the seals for a minute.
I'm not done with my seals yet. Scroll down. I want to see
the bigger pictures of them. Yes.
Yeah, the one that looks like a little banana. I want that.
It does look. You're right. It does look like a little banana.
That's great.
And also, Yeah, just they're different. I'm really curious actually to know how this game plays, because there seems to be a really specific it seems to be there's something mechanical about their body language in the pictures. Maybe not, but
There's something about mechanical about how their body language is giving me life. I love it. It's
well, there you go.
amazing. Great. Next.
Okay. Your tank is full now.
Oh no, it's not, but like yeah, I feel great.
So this is Rainbow Things
Mhm.
evolved, right? So we've got Jamie's gains now.
Mhm.
Yomi being that sensation from the Princess Bride scene, I believe, right? I'm making that connection
Is that where
correctly.
that comes from?
The word Yomi?
Yeah.
No, I think the word Yomi is probably Japanese or something. But I imagine
the
a
Princess
lot of
Bride
people are
reference?
more familiar with the Princess Bride scene than that word. So
Which scene are you talking about?
I know that you know that you poison the wine, and so I
Oh,
can't have
got
the
it,
wine
got
in
it.
front
Okay,
of you, and
got
then
it, got
like
it.
that whole
Yeah.
playing the player. How deep are you going to go in your trick that you're playing on me?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is that what you're talking about?
I was
Yeah,
not
no,
aware of that connection. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was not. I did not know what you meant by that. Yeah, I was familiar with it in the context that Jamie is talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Right. You even called it out, Jamie. It used to be Rainbow Things.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is the one that does this still have like the group hug sort of scoring situation? I think it does. I think from what I've stayed on top of with this one, yes. Kind of, yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool. Designer owns a website. I didn't realize that was a thing
Mm-hmm. That's on the bingo card.
on the bingo card. Oh, Wild Magic is the group hug one. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Untitled Grid Game.
Yeah, this is totally new, right? Yeah, it must be, considering that it's untitled. It's one of those.
Days old.
Yes, brand new. Ta-da! This is the reveal. We need those swipes, like
we have confetti. We could toss some confetti on it.
We do have that. Yeah, there you go.
Did they get? Oh, well, it's not animated anymore. It's just.
Oh, it never was. I don't think it ever was. It can't be animated in the front. It can be animated in the background.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well,
but if you like turn it on and off really fast, it's animated.
Oh, you know what I can do? Here we go. I can do this confetti.
Oh, that's some good news about the weird things that are going on with Macs lately. Yeah? Is that like built into your Mac?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Your Mac's camera?
Yeah.
That's when you could control it. I was on a call with David. I had never seen this happen. I've heard people complain about how awkward it is if it happens like you're in a Zoom call with your therapist or something and you make a gesture and it'll put something like that confetti on your screen.
Yeah, I think the double thumbs up makes confetti happen.
No, it was fireworks. You were like, everybody good?
This is fireworks.
And you went like that, and it was like fireworks. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's real. I just saw that.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Weird. I mean, it's not great that it's turned on by default, but it's also so easy to just turn it off. So I think
it's just if that it's turned on by default and you didn't know it was there, so it could make a really you could be in a really tough moment and have this very weird thing happen.
It's not good.
So yeah.
It's not good. I'm glad it exists, but yeah, it should absolutely be an opt-in thing.
It's the way the way people release things, they don't really think it through sometimes.
No.
We're looking at you, Discord. Anyways. Anyways. That was my 2023. Anyway.
What is which are we still looking at Grid Game?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm excited about this. I think like this, the feeling I was getting from looking at the screenshots of this was similar to Joachim's game, where like I was already piecing together in my head how this could or could not work. Yeah, I think this looks cool. And it's got bidding, which is...
Is that your wheelhouse?
No.
One of the things in your wheelhouse?
No, I just like it. I would say it's like a thing that I probably couldn't design a bidding game, but I enjoy good bidding games.
Oh, interesting. This is not the end. Okay, there it is. Well, you should know this.
I should know what?
That Tears of Joy is here. This is very exciting to see. I know you weren't 100% sure you were going to get it built for online because you've been playtesting it physically.
It's been online, but I was going back and there are things that I wanted to add to it that I wasn't sure if I was going to have time for. And I think I'm just not going to try and test those things. There's other stuff I can work on. So yeah, this is here. It is more fun in person because you can do this. You can make these little tiny cakes.
This is something you prepared earlier, like Julia Child.
Yeah, this is my that's the thing I say every time. Like, this is my Julia Child moment. I finally get to do it.
The whole reason you made this game, right?
It's like 90% of why I made this game.
So this came out of Sandcastles, right?
Yes.
Sandcastles evolved into this instead. And it's quite different because Sandcastles had a grid and this doesn't.
Yeah. And there were a lot of things going on with Sandcastle that aren't in this anymore. It's like, it's still kind of like based around like the concept of like, what if you made a game about the experience of like seeing someone and they wave at you and then you wave back, but then you realize that they're waving at the person standing 10 feet behind you. That's
interesting. That's what you were going for with Sandcastles?
Yeah. like you think you're being helped by people, but
okay, I see.
Actually they're that's not what this is about at all.
So the thing about that situation is there is someone they're waving at, so i.e. someone they're helping.
Yeah, they're helping someone else. You think it's you, but it's someone else. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what this game is. It's really this is my like family weight game. It's really quick.
And you have a picture of it here where it is this 3D render that you've made of it because like it has the awesome toyetic-ness, but this is a screen top.
Yeah, it does not look like that on screen top.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, we'll see if I can. It has been probably more than... It might have been 2 years since I've actually play tested one of your games, David. So maybe I will catch you this time.
Well, I work very slowly, so it's not a surprise.
Well, and you're not... You have not been bringing... Like, you haven't been play testing more than one time most Protospiel Onlines lately. We're working on that. We had a confusion between the two of us where you thought it was important for you to work more than one shift.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I didn't have to work during the event.
So we have figured that out so that you can actually bring games instead of working. And that is part of your reward for the work you do. I'm happy about that.
Someday I'm gonna play this game.
Yeah, I've played this one multiple times. So yeah.
I feel like it's not difficult to play this game, but like...
yeah, because it fits a lot of people, right? So there's like when it comes, pretty much everybody who wants to play it can join. You just have to be there at the right time.
I'm gonna give Tanner some hearts for this comment. There you go.
Thank you, Tanner. Yeah, you do say thank you a lot. I remember. I appreciate it.
It's true.
So this is a like poison push your luck game. I know it has kind of a bingo card of the food you're trying to get eaten, and that's how you get to the end. Here's the poisons. So I see familiar cards. Does it say what your medieval feast? You are looking for ways to reduce the downtime and increase in player incentives to bluff with larger player counts. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Balance to be had between fun and playtime. If a player makes all their decisions at once and enacts them, compared to choosing what to do with each card one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. And then I think we've reached the Zoe block.
The Zoe block.
So conviction is the, your quarrel with your significant other game.
Here it is. This is what it looks like.
Oh no, okay. That looks kind of like a finished game. Or what do you have a physical copy of it?
I have a Zoe gave me a physical copy of it at PAX EU. It's I mean, I think it's like not completely finished, but it is a thing that is there is a version of it that can be acquired if you ask nicely. And I didn't ask nicely, and I still got one. So I didn't ask. I didn't ask nicely or impolitely. I still got one.
There was no question at all. It just happened. Yeah.
No, but it is really good.
Oh, okay. So we're in the unguided phase.
Yes. It's really interesting. And there are things about it that, you know, it might hit close to home in ways that you maybe don't want it to. But it is it's a good game. It's a good game, and it's really thoughtfully designed and plays really nicely. So, it wasn't hostile. It was unexpected, but it was not hostile.
Yes. And could you say, Zoe, real quick, when you say your publishing method is going to be print on demand, what are you thinking? Like, without a big, this is not like a big, huge explanation, but are you thinking like your own website? Are you thinking print and play arcade? I'll be back in just a second.
I think it's on Game Crafter right now. Because I have not opened it yet because I haven't had a chance to play it, and I'm trying to keep it pristine. But should we open it? Heather's walking away. Let's open it. Here we go. So
robots are taking over my life and not
18
doing what
cards. You're what?
I would like them to do. My lights just turned on. I'll turn them off in just a second.
Oh god.
Sorry, what was the Game Crafter? Okay.
Dropped it.
So it would be like, when I hear Game Crafter, I think, you kind of let people go either way. They can buy a downloadable file or have it printed.
Zoe, how do you open this? I can read, write, and spell, but I cannot open this talk box.
Talk again, David. Let me make sure I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me when I'm talking? Okay.
Okay. I think I've got you now. Maybe. Oh, technology.
Oh, technology. I was gonna show everybody Conviction, but I cannot open this box.
Okay, I can hear you now.
I don't want to tear it. I'm. Is it because I don't know what I'm doing, or is it because I'm a coward? Here we go. There we go. I got it.
Very good.
Here's Conviction.
Oh, here, let's put you in the spotlight while you do that.
Yeah. Do you want to? You can read things off.
Oh yeah. Maybe I can embrace.
This is the moment where I can finally be an influencer. Check this out. I learned this from all the TikTok girls.
Embrace.
Look at that. Embrace. And compare. I'm not gonna. We don't need to go.
Undertake.
But it's there's like some set collection and drafting. It's great, and like it does a really nice job of telling the story with just illustrations and a single word.
Although undertake, does that mean like get started on a project together, or it's whatever? It's
whatever like
it makes you think of.
It's whatever implications this means to you in the context of a person getting on a horse.
Wait, is there more than one? Is there more than one card that says undertake?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I just.
Oh no, there is. There's also there is. There's a there's this one here as well that's in the other suit. So this is like a person reading a book, but with the spine and cover facing outwards and the pages facing inwards.
Okay. They're reading the back of the book.
Yes. For Protospiel May, I'm going to ask that instead of doing the prototype feedback form, just do it. Just send me your physical prototypes, and we'll just do this.
Show them on the stream.
Yeah, just send me your stuff.
You're not wrong about that being a fun thing to spend time on sometimes. Maybe not in this stream, but that could be a fun thing to do maybe once a year.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I like that. Yes, it has been there the whole time.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't been watching the chat at all while I was doing that. Where are we now?
I switched you. Derwent is asking, has the badge QR code been there the whole time? And yes, we are playtesting using a QR code in our stream this time. Okay, this is one of those times where more than one person was doing submissions at once, and we're gonna go back and forth maybe. This is, I think, a new name to me. Nathan Fullerton.
Yeah, I don't think I know that name either.
It's a cute little game, looks like. Critters going on a big hike.
Oh, yeah. Critters going on a big hike. Critters going on a small hike. Count me in. I'm ready.
Yeah, this.
Oh, and we got an ad.
Is freshened up art for. Okay, so yeah, we got to the Zoe block, so we can do, and we're in an ad break, so we can show you the Zoe logo as well. That actually, I feel like, really, honestly, I think Zoe is here and subscribed and hearing us say it as we say it, but this is like one of the logos that pops out the most when you look at all of these. My eye is onto it.
I'd agree with that. I think what's happening is the fact that it's one of the two that are, or I guess three that are not on a white background.
Yeah. In this,
one
in this treatment, yeah.
Yeah. And we kind of have to, like, in order to, like, have this not take a million years to put together this grid every time, we kind of do have to put them all in a box like that to, like, templatize it and make sure everybody's getting, like, equal placement and it's all fair and good and everything. Um,
Yeah, this is
but
the
it does help when you kind of throw it on a colorful background to make it stand out a little bit.
this is something that is like kind of how the sausage is made conversation. Like this is the sort of conversation that David and I will have without you all sometimes, looking at this kind of stuff and deciding how to proceed.
Yeah.
And that is also just a chance for me to say, like, I feel super lucky to have David helping me with this because he's got an eye and he cares about being fair to everybody and like following through with everything. And it's really great to have your help, David, on stuff like this.
Yeah, this is like a thing that like I told Heather that like this was a big part of one of my former jobs was like doing the placement for sponsorships. And there's no way to make it easy. Like it's just like
you can make it easier.
You can make it easier, but it
might have been, yeah.
It kind of sucks no matter how you do it. It's always a little difficult. But I think what we've done a good job of like setting parameters for our sponsors and telling them what we need from them so that we can give them the best treatment and fairest treatment possible. And yeah, I mean, we're always open to feedback and such, but I think so far we're doing a good job with it. Let's talk about Brad, a really good game.
Ad break over.
Ad break over.
Yes, this one I think it was the last Protospiel Online that I got to play it, and it's I always feel like sometimes Zoe's games aren't. You're not supposed to talk about what's really going on because you might ruin it for people. But it's a game, in my experience, that you're more likely to win if you don't go out for number one, I guess.
Yeah, I feel a little bad because I feel like the last time I played Bride, I played it with some people and I maybe tipped that hand a little too hard. That like, it's better if you don't know what's like, wait for the surprise. And I think I maybe leaned into that a little harder than I maybe should have. And like, people were like, why are you acting like this? Now it's making me behave a different way and I'm confused. But it's really good. I'm really excited about the new like player board area things that have been designed to look like note cards. Postcards.
Okay.
Yeah, that little thing in like the lower right corner. I think that's a really fun graphic design choice.
How does the postcard fit in? I actually am not making the connection at all. Why there would be a postcard?
I think because like Zoe's in the chat, so I could probably correct me if I'm wrong on this, but like that thing is like representing your location. And I think it's kind of a nod to like those postcards that are like greetings from Hawaii
or whatever. I don't know.
Anywhere. What can I come up with?
From across the US.
The name of any location.
My basement.
My home. I think that's what it's like sort of a reference to. Just like, but yeah, it's I really like this game. Yeah, so as always saying, each player has a base in different areas, and the back is from your location and also shows your starting hand. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is being given away right here. Provide if you work with each other, you'll have enough.
Yeah.
You know, it is being said clearly.
Yeah, there. But I think there is like this game does have a little bit of a discovery element that like isn't. It's not discovery in the same way as like a legacy type game, but I think
or like that game Train, right?
Yeah. Oh god, don't get me on my Train soapbox. All
right.
It's not like Train. It's a bit. It's not like Train. Butterfly.
I mean, that's what I said too. I said not like it.
Not like Train. Butterfly. A shared timeline manipulation game.
The only person standing in your way is yourself. This one I play tested and I was having a very hard time building the game in my brain. So I'll be interested to see if I ever get a chance to play it again, if it snaps into place for me better next time. I think it was quite new when I played it, and that was probably a big part of that.
I think Butterfly made its first appearance last Protospiel. I could be wrong about that, but it is.
Time is an odd thing. It might have been
on the Zoe spectrum of game newness. It is closer to the new end.
For sure. Yeah, the concept of it is really fascinating to me, though. Like different. Each of you is, I believe, playing as a different phase of your life, of the same person's life. Each player.
Butterfly is multi-victorish. No way. I don't believe you.
Whoa! Look at all those cards.
Did you intentionally take a bad screenshot of this game? Matthew Bartholomew Hawker. That's not what this game looks like.
That's funny. There's no zoom.
This is
cannibalism for bread.
I was just doing stuff quick. Okay, for the folks at home, this game is fantastic, and this is not what it looks like when you play it. This makes it look so much less fun than it actually is.
I actually have not played it, but I've just kind of seen it being play tested, and my understanding is it's got a lot of like variable setup.
It does.
So that's what this is a picture of, right? True. Like all the like options you have that this is like the menu you'd see at the beginning to go like, okay, this time I'm going to play with these 6 or whatever, right?
Yeah, I mean, so like here's the thing that I've like told people about Lily Hop, and Matthew can use this as a quote or not. This game is kickstarting this year, and I think there's an extremely solid case that Lily Hop could be the most generous game you back on Kickstarter in 2024. There is so much game that is going to come in this box. The amount of replayability and variety and experiences that you'll be able to pull out of this thing is... I really think you'd be hard-pressed to own something that can give you more with a single rule set than this game can give you. It's a really good game. I mean, I can't imagine it's going to be a big box, but it's a fantastic thing. And I'm so mad at the screenshot because it's not selling it well at all. So please play it.
He wanted to put the thank you as he was paying more attention to the thank you, I think. Which, thank you for your thank you, Matthew. I saw it coming in the spreadsheet I was mentioning that I manage, and I was like, oh, that's very nice. We appreciate you too.
Yes.
And frogs.
Lily Hop ends after the card draft. No card drafting. It's a wonderful little rondel style, like play as you go, build as you go, rondel building thing. It's so cool. It ain't no gloom. Yeah, y'all have already heard my.
and also what you're saying, Matthew, I'll second that. Just so much fun, creativity in this community, and excitement for what each other is working on is I don't know. I'm always bad at picking favorites, but it's one of my top 5 favorite things about this community and having this be part of my life. So appreciate you all. Have fun watching everything you're making. So here's have you actually ever put this on Protospiel Online's listing before? I mean, I definitely have heard of it, but I'm not sure if I've seen it in the listing before.
Have you not played this?
No, it's
What?
really thick, right? Yeah, it just is a matter of timing when somebody calls for something and what I'm in the middle of at that time, I think. But yeah, this is one of those 15-minute sort of games, is my impression, right? It's kind of
Oh, if Fisher Fire is taking longer than 30 minutes, then
someone being intentionally difficult.
Someone who's playing has lost the plot. Yeah.
Yeah. My understanding is it's kind of, if you like Skull, you would like this game.
Yeah. So my first time playing this, Jack said, I think I was in this playtest with Jack playing this with Matthew. Probably about, I guess it was maybe about 3 years ago, maybe 2. Like if you enjoy Skull, you'll like this, but it brings a lot to the Skull equation that Skull just doesn't have. It's
and skulls, and that's it, right?
What's that?
Skull has I've played it like one time, and it's been a while, but it's roses and it's skulls. The end, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, that's not even the thing that makes this game interesting, though. Like, there's something about the mind game of it suddenly becoming a placement and adjacency puzzle.
Okay.
That just takes it to a place that Skull can never go. And, like, you can do things that, like, objectively aren't actually interesting plays, but in the context of the play and the people you're sitting with and how people react to it, it's like the best or worst move you could have ever done that just makes everybody lose their minds.
So the layer it adds, I'm hearing you say the layer it adds is like you're playing the players and the group of players. You're playing the group of players.
Yeah, there's just like there's layers of mind games that this plays that Skull doesn't have. It's really good. It's really fun. It's fun digitally. As most of these things are, it's even more fun in person, but I think the digital version of this is fantastic.
Jack has somehow managed to get a GIF into the chat. Just by putting it in.
That's fine.
The Last Stand from Matthew.
Whoa. So now we're in the like block of things that were added after I looked at this. So this is all new to me now.
Okay. Yeah, I see that there are 71. Well, really 70, because the first one is the convention. So there's 70 prototypes in this listing this time, at this time. Unless somebody squeezes one in before we get to the end. So we're in the home stretch. Godzilla-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a mech game.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, King of Tokyo evolved, sort of. Except you're the monster in King of Tokyo. You're defending against the monster in this game.
You are defending in this.
I think it says pilot your mech, protect your city. Mm-hmm.
You are, okay, but you are also in a giant punchy thing. Okay. Uh-huh. Cool.
Giant mechanical biosuits.
So it's like Neon Genesis Evangelion thing. Except probably without like 90% of the daddy issues.
I feel like this title from this person feels like one of those times when someone should be told, you shouldn't be making a game about an experience you don't understand. Introverted.
Is this a prank? Is this a real game he's working on? Wait, is this real? I've never heard of that.
Well,
Oh,
it's very new.
I do know what this is. I didn't
There's not much
realize
about
this
it.
had a title now.
Okay. So you played this game, but it
I
wasn't.
have not played it. I've not
like
played
this
it.
theme?
I have. Well, did I play an extremely early version of this at Unpub last year? Maybe Matthew would have to answer that. I know I played Sheep at Unpub. No, I did not. Okay. I have seen Matthew talk about this.
Okay.
Was
it riveting?
What's that?
Was it riveting?
Yeah, absolutely. It's yeah, it's weird. It's really weird and cool. Yeah, I'm excited about it.
I raked him across the coals at my comment that he's not allowed to make a game about an experience he doesn't understand. I don't know if that was really that much of a burn. If anybody's met, I don't think it's like an insult or surprising to anybody that's met Matthew that he's not an introvert.
Yeah, I don't think it was. Yes.
Oh, this is the art for.
I don't think it had. It didn't look like it had art. I like this little.
The jam.
I just noticed there's this like weird little MIDI saxophone situation that's happening.
It's true. That's what we pay for Restream for, so we can have this.
Yeah, so we can get these sick procedurally generated beats. Astral Expeditions. This is Steve's game.
Yeah, Steve is part of the building the game group of people who regularly check in with their accountability. 2-minute what I did last week sort of thing. And so that's where we get to learn a lot about what he's doing between Protospiels. And this one I haven't tried it. I think I've of course heard him talking about it, but what about you? Have you seen this played or played it at all?
I know very little about it. Yeah, I really only know what Steve has sort of briefly mentioned in those calls.
Map generation is it feels like map generation is being used here like, oh, those games that have map generation. But I actually don't think I know what that means.
I think it, like, the way I'm reading it with this, and if I had to guess what it would do, is it's like, as you are exploring stuff, things are getting placed out, and the map is getting bigger and bigger as you play. So, and there's lots of ways that I've played games where it works really well, and it's a cool mechanic, and some games where it's like, this feels kind of fluky and not that fun, and I feel like I'm just sort of getting surprised in ways that aren't satisfying. But when it's done well, it can feel really exploratory and fun. Yeah, this sounds cool.
Yeah. Tiles. Okay.
Oh shoot, how far
Very good. Only a second. Protospiel Online as designer. Oh, good. Yeah. First time for this game in digital form. So that'll be... That's also the thing about playtesting digitally. There's a playtest of the digital implementation. That's kind of part of it too, when you're first starting, at least becoming aware of sort of what your game needs.
Yeah.
From digital platforms.
A fun fact about Roommates was the very first iteration of that game was a map building space exploration game.
I think you're lying.
I'm like actually entirely serious. That's not a joke at all.
I think I need you to explain.
I'm so serious about that. No, I'm totally serious. You explored areas and created like farms on different planets and things.
But how does Roommates grow out of that? That just is not...
Because when I design a game, like, you know, I said the thing about Tears of Joy, like I design a game based on like a moment or an experience or a feeling I want people to have. I don't start with a theme or a mechanic. And with the game that became Roommates, I started with, I want to make a game where players say thank you constantly throughout the game. Okay. And this was a game where you were sort of sharing and building farms together in space, but you were sort of procedurally building out the map in space. So yeah, it was a totally different game, but like the mechanics twisted and shaped and turned into what became Roommates, and then the theme changed.
I think the reason
I don't think I've ever told people that, but that's what it originally was.
That's fast. It seemed like your timing is so funny because it seemed like you were just being a butt. You're like, my first game was also
so serious. That's not a joke at all.
But I think the reason I have such a hard time picturing it is that the experience of Roommates now is very like closed and tight. This closed and tight kitchen area, right? Where there's not enough space. You know, it's kind of, I guess, what pops to the top of my mind when I think of that game. And it's hard to picture, all of space. A game that's like that, turning into too many bets in one kitchen kind of game. That's
it's been a journey. But that's where that's where it came from. I would love to go back to making a game that does what Steve's doing with like the, you know, building out a map.
Things feeling expansive.
Yeah.
And it's funny, we're having this conversation also with Derwin's game being Galaxy Planner.
Galaxy Planner, let's do it.
On the page. Oh, roll and draw and write. Awesome. And you did it on screen top. Okay, so you've got something going on maybe where there are transparent things on top of squares and you flip them, is how you're probably doing this. It looks like, 8 boards on one tabletop. That's fun.
Cool. 1
Brand
to 8.
Idea. Well, is it because of the way the table is set up and knowing it's a roll and write, it seems like it's a la Welcome to or something like that, where as many people as could fit can play it. And what's kind of fun too, when you've got a screen top implementation, am I wrong about this? I mean, you could open 3 tabletops of screen top with different people sitting in them and all be in the same Discord channel, and really you could play with 24 people if I mean, I guess there's one where the deck has to be, and like you'd have to kind of stream that table, but
you could You could have yeah, you would stream the table where the deck is, or dice, or whatever it is you're using, and then you could have everyone. You would have to probably make a handful of rooms. I don't know what Screentop's seat limit is. Because maybe you could do it, like, I don't depending on what the seat limit is in Screentop, maybe you could do it where everyone is just in the same thing, but it could start getting really chaotic with the cursors moving all over the place. Oh, someone just said Screentop's limit is 10. So yeah, I mean, you could just, like, open up multiple tables.
Yeah, to have...
I think at Protospiel with, like, I mean, we usually get, what, like, 90 attendees? To get to a point where you've got that many people playing at the same time, not only are you going to hit your golden rule in a single play test,
That's true.
like, by more than you'll ever be able to give back, but it's pretty unlikely. I think you're probably only gonna...
That you would actually do it at... I think that conversation that topic I'm bringing up is just the thought about how Screentop could be used to play like a massive game online.
Oh, sure. Yep.
Not so much saying, no, I think it's correct for Derwin to say the limit is 8 or whatever, like
10.
For the purposes of this. But I guess I'm just kind of thinking out loud about the overall online gameplay experience and how it could be done. Oh, gosh, Steve is bringing all kinds of stuff. Competing with burglars to steal the best and most interesting hats.
Yeah.
That's funny. I just feel like if I were going to live the life of a burglar, and I was going to take all that risk and stuff, I'd want something more interesting than a hat.
Oh, I thought you were going to say specifically a hat.
No.
Something...
I guess I'm not really a hat person. Have you ever seen me wear a hat?
I mean, I've only seen you, with the exception of
Online.
PAX, I've only seen you, like, in your office. Yeah, I mean, I could see you wearing a hat.
Only if I'm cold. It's not a fashion statement to me.
Okay. Well, wow. That makes one buzz. Highly specialized thief competing with their friends on who can... Yeah. Cool. This is weird. I love it.
Okay. Cool. So relatively new thing. I do wear hats when it's cold because I have to, but I don't really enjoy it.
You don't enjoy it?
No.
Oh.
You know, I suppose when there is a photo booth or like the mystery parties that I've hosted, a hat might be worn for a picture, but that'd be it. Yeah.
A fascinator?
A fascinator?
Isn't that a type of hat? Isn't that the hat where it's just like a little thing that's like, looks like a little plate on top of your head? Isn't that called a fascinator?
I don't know.
Chat, help me. Am I making up words? I think it's called a fascinator. Emily's got me. It's a tiny hat. Fascinator. Couldn't tell you what the difference between a sweater and a sweatshirt is, but I could tell you what a fascinator is. Goblins, a game that I often wonder
why it's not published.
Why this game hasn't come out yet.
Yeah. I have that wondering
this
too.
Game is great. It's 3 to 4 players now? Was that always the case?
Yeah, it feels like I've played it 2 players. Well, I think I've played it 2 players. Maybe. I've only played it once. So Yeah, I suppose we shouldn't just be like, yeah, everybody knows this. Moving on.
No, we're not doing that.
We
We're
need
not
to
doing
say
that.
what it is out loud, I think.
No, we're not doing that. This game is great. Like this is the thing that like I immediately loved about this game was it does a thing that's kind of like Plinko with like the ball falling down the thing. Oh shoot, we had an ad. Are we Chat, are we out of an ad? We're back. Okay. There's like kind of a dice rolling situation that's like a very quick and easy resolution thing that determines where something falls in a Plinko like map. And it's really, really fun. Like figuring out where to scoot yourself so that the thing that's falling in the Plinko falls in your mouth is really, really good. There's lots of really fun decisions.
And I think like if something's already in your mouth, though, that's going to be bad for you
It's
too.
bad.
So
Yeah,
you
you
don't
like
want,
choke,
like,
choke on the
that to
crap
be
that's like falling. Yeah, it's really good. Oh, are some people still in an ad? I feel like chat is like some people are still in an ad and some people aren't.
Yeah, I think probably the longer the stream goes on, the more it will be different when the timing for different people based on
Sure.
how laggy and how fast their internet is, where they're watching from, you know?
Papa Bezos, he's got to get his coin. He's got to eat. He's a hungry, hungry boy, and he needs his money. So, got to keep him fed. Got to keep him fed and watered. Goblins is great. I don't know. I'm surprised I'd be curious to hear from Tanner why it can't play 2. I'm a little surprised to hear that it can't play 2, but it is really good. And it's really good. That's not a conditional.
Yeah, and the other thing that's happening is that it's going through your digestive system. Like you swallow the item and it has an effect on the game.
2 players in timeout.
I see. So it's not the plan for it to not be ever be a 2-player game necessarily. Just oh, I played this. Did I play this game? Is there a picture of the... I think I played this game. Justin Berman, if you're in the chat, is it the... Well, if it's the one with sort of hex cards that or maybe they're not, maybe they're just large cards that have points that you're trying to overlap as you lay it out. Or at least this art really reminds me of that game. Hard to keep.
I've seen this somewhere.
But you say floating... Well, floating islands doesn't sound like the thing I played. I think I might be getting mixed up. Just the art is bringing a connection to a different game for me. Oh, I think this might be... I think I have not played it. I think it might be the kind of longer game. Yeah. That is... I don't know. Sort of long on purpose because you're moving through a sort of epic story.
You're adventuring across floating islands.
Yeah. Okay. I'm placing this now. It's not the one I was thinking of. But a cooperative game, that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Oh, and this is another one I don't understand why it's not published yet.
I thought this was signed. Is this not signed?
Yeah, I don't know. This is it's a card game, and Tanner is great at art, and so I think for both of us, that might be part of why we're like,
We
isn't this a
just
finished
assume
game?
Tanner's games are done.
Isn't
Yeah.
this a finished game because it looks
They're
pretty
good
much
and they
like a
look
finished
nice.
game looks, yeah.
This is I have not played this one yet. This was one we talked about like a year and a half ago. Tanner and I were kind of going back and forth a little bit about maybe doing a live stream on how to use PCIO using this game as like a template. And we never did that for a handful of reasons that were mostly just like my life being simultaneously upended from multiple directions. But like I would love to maybe do that eventually at some point, because it seems like more people are like maybe pivoting to PCIO, more people are using it. So we should have that conversation. But aside from that, I've heard really good things about this.
Yeah, I know I've played this at least twice. Steve is saying he played it. I might have been in that game with Steve. I've gotten to play it with. Well, initially it's just a solo game, but part of why it keeps being developed is because people say, "Oh, this is a fun thing to experience together somehow. Like, we want a way to experience this together." What I've probably said before on one of these streams is that when you just play the solo game, but with another person, and you discuss your decisions, the conversation that emerges is so like apropos of life lately. Like, oh, well, but if we do that, we'll have an accident and kill all our friends. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, nothing I do ever works out kind of moments in this game. And yeah, all from just sort of this 3x3 grid of some bloody and some not bloody suit cards, and some other, and a few like special cards that emerges, and that's pretty fun. And that what's been added is, well, what had been added, and I think I see them sitting on the cards that I play tested later, was having familiars. So like other people who help are cooperating. Well, other players are cooperating with the vampire, controlling the vampire's familiars to give like a little bit more going on. But yeah, it is a hilarious game. Right. And you can also, not only from eating your friends, but if you don't have friends, then you'll die of a cold, broken heart. I have an accident and kill all my friends, yes, is relatable to my life. That's happened to me so many times. You know what, though? If we're talking about killing the relationship, it does sound kind of familiar. Anyways.
That's real.
Yeah. Not the actual like lifeblood leaving their body, but the I'm ever gonna talk to them again thing.
Yeah.
Ending. That has happened. That has happened in droves many a time. So anyway.
What's up? Daily Brad.
Oh my god. Daily Brad is like, it should be the name of an Instagram or a TikTok or something.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
So this is another one from Andy. This one feels like it's in the series with your games, David.
It's just this like unending hell spiral I've created for myself of pun named games about food. This sounds really cool.
That's an interesting hook to me.
That almost sounds like a Matilda Simonson type game. Like, there's lots of ways this game can end. And depending on which one you pick, there's 6 different tiebreakers to determine who wins.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. There's another designer listed on this game besides Shanty.
Whoa, what?
Which I did not know about. And I've Kirsten and I have playtested to the end of this because it kept being our say goodnight at Protospiel game. So
You've played all the way through Witch's Quarrel?
Yeah, so we decided to finish it this fall.
Whoa, no spoilers.
I think it had been 3 Protospiel Onlines or so in a row.
Oh, Lizzie's the artist.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I clicked the wrong thing. Lizzie is the artist.
That makes sense. Just the name hasn't come up. But yeah, because Kirsten is in New Zealand, you know, our Sunday night is her Monday, so she's not as tired as we all are. And I think, just played the first one that a lot of people have play tested with Shanti, I'm sure, with Kirsten, and I like Dominion was my original game that got me into board games in the first place, and so I also have a soft spot for deck building like this game is. And it's, 2-player campaign, and yeah, I guess I won't give you any spoilers, but yeah, we did get to the end of the story that emerges as you unlock the packs in this game. So that was fun. And yeah, I mean, as you can see, this there's an artist on this game, and as you can see on the cover image, there's a lot of beautiful looking, very finished art in this game too.
It's amazing how good your game can look if you hire an artist instead of asking a robot to make it for you.
We need so many more we need more emojis for our chat, David, or more of these like badges to put over your face. Oh, another AI comment from David.
Look, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm not actually sorry.
Another one from Croy. Okay. Yeah, so there's been a lot more salt and peppered in designers' names. Like, we haven't had them in blocks as often as we have in the past, which is kind of interesting to me. Okay. Viva les slimes. Détruis les slimes. I guess.
Wait.
Or VLSDLS. Détruis les slimes.
Détruis.
Détruis?
No, détruis.
Okay.
Come on.
What does that word mean?
I don't know. I took enough French to know how to say that, but I couldn't tell you what it means. Détruis.
All right.
Vive les slimes. Détruis les slimes.
You have a second job coming for a Duolingo translator.
Destroy.
Oh, makes sense. Interesting. If you're radicalized, you are stronger, but it's harder to win.
Cool. Duck, duck, sploosh. Duck, duck, sploosh. Duck, duck, sploosh.
David's gonna write your jingle, Kirsten.
Let's go. Did this end up working out as like a 15-player game?
Somewhat. I mean, we played it to the end, and it resolved as a game does. Like, it wasn't just, whoa, what's going on? Moves things around on the table or anything like that. It was, we had to have partners.
Yeah.
So every seat was 2 people. And I think probably this 8 is a more, I don't know, maybe what happened one of our Protospiel's closing hours. Basically, people just didn't want to say goodbye to each other and wanted to be in a game together. And Kirsten had Duck Duck Sploosh together. So I think it was Zoe helped Kirsten like quick change the table to make it possible for 2 people to sit at each seat, and maybe like 12 of us played together.
Hold up, that's a thing? 2 people can sit at a seat?
Oh, I mean, to be at a zone. You know what I mean? Like a.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
not a seat in the sense of the little thing you click in the interface of screen top, but like, this square you see on the zone that you have access to.
Oui. Le Duc Duc Splash. Splauge. Splauge. Oh, God.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Cancel me, France. Do your worst.
I think this is an interesting and thematic idea, though, that there's a kid in there that isn't playing by the same rule as everybody else.
Trader mechanic.
Yeah. Okay, I don't think this is the actual. Oh no! Wait. Something is a little confusing. I think there's one more, but it's not coming up. Maybe I can. Sorry, I'm looking to the side here because there is something else going on.
Do you need to refresh?
I have a couple times, and it hasn't worked. But maybe, well, these are actually in a different order than another table, but there is a name here that I don't. There is a name in our sort of database or whatever that we haven't seen here. So actually, here's what I'll just do really quick. Come on. Oh, technology! It doesn't like to get actually work quickly.
I don't.
Let me think about it. Maybe I'll actually
on Duck Duck Sploosh, but like I agree with Zoe's comment here. Duck Duck Sploosh would be the perfect finale. Wait, there's another 14 of these?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think there's one more that's not loading in the nav at the bottom for some reason. This one's from Sident Shand. What are you knowing me? Can you hear me?
So yeah, I can, but like someone in the chat is saying that there's 6,016.
Oh, that's because it's right here, David.
Oh. They don't go in numerical order?
Somewhat they do. I guess a sausage is made thing to tell you is that number is the number of times a form has been submitted on our website of any type, a form of any type, has ever been submitted on our website. So that's not how many prototypes we've ever had, but it's how many times somebody has submitted a registration form or a sell sheet form or anything like that.
Okay, great.
What is that face about?
I was just like, I don't know if I can do another hour.
No, I think this is the last one.
This is the last one.
Yeah. Are you okay? Can you make it through this last one?
I can make it through this one. Okay, I can make it through this one.
Another trick-taking game. Calling Patinam. Calling? I don't know. Calling Patinam? I'm sure
I can do French. I can't do this.
Fair enough. Oh, okay. It seems like there might be something just a little bit wrong with this listing because it's not linked to. Interesting.
Is it doing the thing where it's like on the weird?
That happens on the archive listing where there's multiple of them. That I've never seen it happen here in this previous next
Okay.
thing. But you see, there is something a little odd about it. It has game details, but nothing's in that section.
Mm-hmm.
But we still do have it at least as a listing that we can show briefly here, and it still has it's interested to play.
Cool.
Yeah, but I couldn't get to it unless I searched for its name, unfortunately, for this one. But it's right before Protospiel, so really it's going to be seen in LFG more than anybody's going to have much time to browse their website and find it. So
we see you and we hear you.
Okay. Oh, they're saying to us, you mean? We see you and we hear you? What do you mean?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. I'm just making sure that we weren't having a technical glitch.
Nope. Nope.
Okay. Anyway, I feel like something seems to be just sort of frozen about this stream to me. Is that just me?
No, I don't. I don't think so.
It's not just me that thinks something is frozen. Or no, you don't.
I don't think anything's frozen. It seems fine.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think we're okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
No,
Well, that's the last one.
Whoo!
Oh, stuck on Zoe's comment. Yeah, that is maybe what was giving me the that impression.
Yeah, I mean, I do wonder, like, do we need to be in the chat? Let us know. Do we need to be putting these on the screen, or are you following along on Twitch?
I would like to be talking to the people in the chat, and I can't do it unless they're on the screen. Yeah.
You don't see the chat thing?
No, because I'm looking at the web page and scrolling around it.
Oh.
Yeah, and also it'll be there for people when they watch it later, knowing who we're talking to, and like letting people be shown as part of the community in the video that's recorded and put on YouTube later.
Got it. Cool.
Okay, well, I think just one more time in case people came late, and just to give the sponsors a really good showing, I will put up the sponsors one more time. Now that we've seen all of some of these people are people who are attending. Not everybody is, but many of them are. And it's great to see your games. Coup Games was Matthew's Lily Hop game. And I think that's the only one that came after the last time we showed this. And we'll take that down. Yeah, thanks everybody for joining us and looking at the prototypes together. Very excited for tomorrow. One thing to tell you, in case you happen to have not heard it some other way, is that there is a discount for anybody who gets a badge for January. 30% off Screen Top Pro for 1 year. So check that out. That'll have come to you in your email if you've registered your badge. And we'll be sending out a swag bag as the event starts tomorrow. Yeah, thanks for coming, Matthew. Yeah. Yeah. Derwin is a trooper for sure. Thanks for coming, Derwin. But yeah, so we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming to the stream, and yay, Protospiel weekend. Bye all. Oh, And I have to find the button again. Oh, there we go. The interface changes on me every time. It's months since we've been here, so I gotta find the button again. Bye all.
Bye-bye.